welcome back to the Zelda Lady. On this episode, we're going to do a little Korok seed hunting. And I'm going to give you a little primer on how to identify where the Korok seeds are hiding. They could be in a number of spots in a number of different ways. So I'm going to just take you through some of the common ones and point out some ones that you may not have known that Korok seed was actually hiding in that region. And we're going to start out. And as we go along through where I have the pins pinned on the mini map, there'll be different kinds of Korok seeds and how to identify them. So come along with me and we will go check it out. And as you can see in the distance in the water, there's a few rocks in kind of a ring. And nearby are a bunch of smaller rocks you can just pick up. So what you want to do is go to the edge. That is not what you want to do. Okay. And I have found that if you use the ice, it makes it easier to just go ahead and wing it out there. Should fall right in. Bada boom, Korok seed. And yes, we did find you. Thank you. And I call that the ring rock. And I'm going to list all these in the description. Let it fall down the side. All right, we're going to journey back up to this. And I think for this exercise, we should go ahead and just put on the ceremonial Korok seed mask. And we'll know we're nearby when it starts to tingle. It already did start to tingle. So we are not far. Also, if you have the Korok seed mask, you'll hear that little sound and see the little sparkles and the little pinwheel will turn and you know you're nearby. In this case, it looks pretty obvious. If we go to this tower, I may be completely off because it is not where I marked it on the map. But it's a fun exercise anyway, because it very well could be something like this. Nope, this one is a treasure chest. We'll take it, though. Sapphire! Alright, so what we're really after is at the blue mark. And that happens to be... Oh, we missed it. Did we? Oh. Okay. All right. You see in the distance, you see a big boulder, big old rock. It's kind of sitting out in the middle of nowhere. And then lo and behold, you look down the hill, there's a divot-like depression. And let's just see what would happen if we just push this baby right off the road, off the hillside. Oh. Boom. Yep, we found you. We call that bowling for Koroks. Well, not really bowling. It's more like golf. I don't know. What would you call that? Goal. Some kind of goal, I guess. Anyway. Got that one. And you can tell when you're on the map that you have done the Korok seed for that. There are 900 of those to get. Alright, so closest is going to be the green and yellow, I think. So we're just going to fly on down there. And you can see it from here on the beach. There seems to be blocks. And that's going to be what I call the magnesis puzzle. And one of them will be able to move with magnesis. And there it is. Now, this is a very simple one in that the block or the puzzle is right within our sight. You may come across a puzzle and the block won't be there, maybe wondering what to do. And it may be up on top of the cliff or out of sight or in the water, anywhere but like right where you can see it. This one's an easy one, so we'll go ahead and complete it. You just have to make the puzzles the same. It's kind of like, whoops, that was a mistake. Like a mirror image. Figure out what's missing and put it in place. Now they match. Boom, Korok seed. Okay. Oh my goodness. And sometimes it is just as simple as picking up a rock. And a good indicator, it would be definitely a tree all by itself, either in the open or on the edge of a cliff, like in this case. And you can already hear the Korok seed going off. And in this particular case, it's an offering. And in this case, you'll go up to the offering. And maybe it's behind here. And it is behind here. It's not an offering. It's these sparkles. And anytime you see the sparkles, you just hit the examine button and Korok. Bye-bye. All right. Sometimes you'll see the sparkles, and they won't be holding still. They'll be running around in a circle. And if you don't catch them, you won't even notice it. But there they are again. Oh, I missed it. And you gotta kind of track them down and find their pattern and cut them off, and then you can examine it. Oops, missed it again. This is a tricky one. He's quick. There, we got it. Gotcha. Yep, we found you. Okay. Sometimes you may just be mushroom hunting. And or just wandering around Hyrule, and you see a random lone yellow flower. And you walk up to it, and you hear a sound. Oh, there's another one. And you watch for the other one. You go to the next step. Oh, there it is. You follow the flowers. One after another. They kind of lead you on a little trail. And you'll keep following the trail. Yellow flower after yellow flower until you get to the last one, which is white. And then you know you've done it. There you go. Flower trail. In the trees, something that just looks out of place is that stump. Well, to me it does. And if you approach the stump, after of course first grabbing the sneaky snail, and if there is a chain coming out of it and a magnet ball, you can put the ball in the stump. Oh! Most of the time you can put the ball in the stump. And Korok seed. Sometimes the stump, there's two stumps and there's two balls and one chain, and you have to strategically figure out the puzzle to have two balls in the tree stumps. And it's a little trickier, but that was an easy one and a good example of the chain in the stump. The ball and chain. We call that one the ball and chain. Okay, and on to the next one. And there are some flowers. Now, the first time we dealt with the flowers, it was a flower path. This is a bunch of flowers, and you see they're in little groups of different numbered groups. And so we're going to go to the one with one. 1, 2, in order of the group. 3, 4, and 5. Korok seed. I call that the flower pattern. And Korok seed. So the next one I'm going to is down here at this red spot, and what we see down there is a pinwheel. And anytime you see one of those, it's an indicator there's a Korok seed. But if you didn't know, you could walk right by it and not even know there's an opportunity there for you. And you stand next to the pinwheel and activate these balloons, and it could be either balloons or an acorn, and I will show you an example of that as well. So it's basically a target shooting situation. I'm going to put on the a falcon bow, not a tack up, just regular. But it has a great shot. The falcon bow is and we certainly don't need fire arrows. Okay. So we just got to get the pattern down. And Korok seed. Sometimes there's one balloon, sometimes there's 5 balloons. That was a pretty easy example. Sometimes they're hiding where they're almost out of sight. Sometimes they're in trees. The acorns are the next level of difficulty because they're small. Now if your mask goes off and you look around, or if you're just looking around and you see on a ledge a random rock, there's a good chance that there's something there that you need to investigate. And sometimes it's a Korok seed. Sometimes it's a little creature like a lizard, or sometimes it's rupees. Another example is if you're on a ledge over a body of water and you notice a ring of, well, this seems to be like, these aren't flowers, but sometimes they're flowers like lilies.
Flower-esque.
Flower-esque. And you just go ahead and take a nice dive into the ring. Boop. Korok seed.
Hey, what you doing?
He's hanging out with his little helicopter. Gosh, they're cute. Poor boy. And now we're in the water, so get ready to swim.
Before you drown.
Before you drown. Exactly right. Okay, all right. So if you're ever walking along a ledge, just in the wilderness, especially when you start to get to mountains or cliff sides, if you happen to see a strange rock formation, very good way to put it, and it's kind of cracked, that is what they call in Zelda terms a bombable wall. So you want to go ahead and grab your bombs, a staple. In Zelda warfare since the 1980s. Thank you very much. NES. And bada boom. Under a rock, Korok seed.
You found me!
Look, it's Colonel Mustard. Oh, shut. Oh, I'm sorry. I did drop it on him and he said, ouch. He forgives me. Okay. Bye. Okay.
A lot of guns.
Sorry. Oh no.
There it is. That's the way stupid pods.
Okay, so it's a rock formation. Usually these are circular in shape.
So
this one happens to be.
That's missing.
Yep. This one happens to be an X or a T, whatever way you look at it. So we're gonna look for that extra rock, and it's misty and rainy, so we want to make sure we're not missing it. And sometimes it's in plain sight, and sometimes it's hiding. Sometimes it's like behind the nearest hillside. That is not where it's at. But then sometimes you just get to walk away a little
There's
bit.
something down there. Look down.
It's not down there because there'd be no way to get it.
No, I see something down there.
Oh, I'm sorry. What do you see down there?
Oh,
a wolf or it's a sheep.
jump on it.
Well, that's a long ways to come back up for one piece of meat. But I'll tell you, we need to find that rock. So let's go back and find the rock formation. And sometimes it's hiding in the bushes right next to where you at, and I'll bet that's what this is. Is there a rock in the bushes? No.
Is that it?
No.
Yeah, there's a rock in that bush right there, right? You're right.
Yeah, little hiding rock in the bushes. That was it. Okay. But it could be anywhere within reasonable distance. And boom, Korok seed. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm guessing we're going for the tree. Oh yeah, very much so. Look at the acorn hanging from the acorn hanging from the chain is another definite one that looks like if you see this out of place, it's like that's definitely a Korok seed. And we'll go lovely in our Korok seed hunting example video. Acorn from the tree. They have acorns like hiding in hidey holes, sometimes in tree stumps or in actual holes in trees, and then sometimes acorns hanging from a chain. So two kind of variations of how the acorn shows up. But it doesn't take your durability away.
Oh, it doesn't?
No,
Yeah,
you're just standing there. Huh. You know, when you strike it, it's gonna...
Oh, I thought you were talking about like if you strike it.
If you strike it, you do, but if you stand there, it still just melts it. It just takes longer.
Mm-hmm.
It's still melting. It's like sticking a flame into an ice.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's gonna melt. But we don't have time for all that. We have a couple flame blades too, and a couple flame swords. Oh, okay.
Now you just chop an ice.
We'll go to our other one.
Oh yeah, so that was actually cool. You know, it'd be a really cool ability to have. It'd be like the Lino ability.
The Lionel ability.
Yeah, where he goes, charges it up, holds it above his head. And
yeah, he goes, makes like a little force field around him.
Yeah, flame.
Yeah, see how it's like melting?
It's beautiful.
He's standing here with it.
He's dangerous, but he's beautiful.
I know.
He only uses lightning and flame. The ice, like weapon ice. I haven't seen him use ice.
No.
Not even in the ice place.
True.
With his.
Okay, are we gonna finally give us the seed? Mercy, my mercy! Don't tell me it wasn't the seed.
I have to go all the way, right? Try and hit it. Okay, he was just trapped.
There he is. And he's red, which is kind of difficult, don't you think?
I think so.
Just saying.
Yeah.